Today, Canadian exploitation films at its finest. Torched was released in 2004 and it's the first feature-length narrative film from director Ryan Nicholson. Feature-length is debatable since it's 45 minutes, but you know, I'll count it. The film wastes absolutely no time. We start off by meeting our main character, Diana, and she's just going through her daily life, watering her plants in her new apartment. When she goes down the elevator, the film makes sure to remind us that this is an exploitation film. Not even 5 minutes in and we already have a rape scene, so if you're playing spooky celluloid bingo, that's your free in the middle. But luckily for her, she is attacked by the dumbest criminal and he leaves her his taser, which will surely not bite his ass later in the film. She is of course traumatized by this event, but since she is a nurse, she swabs her vagina to get semen. She goes on to take a shower, puts on her nurse outfit and falls asleep. Her friend nurse calls her, asks her how she's doing, and she said that she fell asleep and that she feels sick, but she will still come in. We then see a title card saying day 2, because this film will be told in days. She is sleeping on her couch and then the rapist decides to try again. He gets into her apartment and jumps on her, but of course she has his taser. She tases him and starts the procedures of torture. So you leave her your taser and then you go back for a second time. You are the dumbest criminal and you deserve everything that will happen to you in the next 30 minutes. She ties the rapist up. As she leaves her apartment, she meets her neighbor, Trevor. They small talk a little bit and then she gets back to work and we meet the doctor. She asks the doctor to analyze the semen swab and the blood she took from the rapist, just to see if the blood from the rapist from the second day and the semen from the rapist from the first day are both the same people. Diana's friend asks her if she wants to go out tomorrow, and of course she accepts. She keeps torturing the rapist, but she gets disturbed when her friend calls her and tells her that she's already here. She quickly prepares herself to go out. When she goes out of apartment, she meets her neighbor again with her friend Leanne. They talk and she goes out to drink. When she comes back, she's a little drunk, meets the neighbor again, and they fuck. And that's how you fuck your neighbors. She has a dream or maybe a flashback of the doctor being creepy and asking her questions about her rape while masturbating. And of course, don't get me wrong, that scene is very creepy and the doctor is obviously disturbed, but the way he talks in a very medical manner kind of made me chuckle.
Is he touching you between your buttocks?
When she wakes up next to Trevor, she tells him that she feels safe around him. And then she goes back to her dominatrix way of torturing the rapist. Forgot to go into details how she tortured him, but this point of the film is very fucking disgusting. Previously, she had stuck needles into him, torched him, which that's the title of the film, but this time she decides to do some cock and ball torture. She takes out the ugliest dick I've ever seen. Of course I can't show that, but just trust me on that one. She sticks needles in the dick, torches his dick, and just fucks him up so fucking bad, and the effects are incredible. She then hires a junkie to fuck him up the ass. This girl is dedicated to her craft. But while the junkie does his business, she decides to go see Trevor, and Trevor is busy fucking. Just fucking. When she starts connecting the dots that Trevor was the first rapist. And oh boy does it go wrong for the lady and him. They get decapitated and just their head bashed in with a saw. Great use of power tools. Our main character then goes completely nuts, kills the junkie and goes to the hospital to kill the doctor. And the end. This was my second adventure with Ryan Nicholson, who by the way is Canadian, so I'm promoting the Canadian arts. Trudeau, I'm expecting my payment through the mail, thank you very much. And my first experience was Gutterballs, which he made about 4 years later, and he definitely grew as a filmmaker while making Gutterballs. But for a first attempt, this was pretty amazing. Of course, the story is simple, but it's 45 minutes, and it gets straight to the point. The torture scene just come get you right in your belly because they're very well done, which makes sense because Ryan Nicholson was a special effects makeup artist, but I was just impressed, especially for his first attempt. Unearthed Films did a good job at restoring the film, which is always difficult when you're working with digital video, but they did a pretty decent job. It doesn't waste a minute and you're captivated the whole way through. My biggest complaint, of course, is the sound, which is A complaint I feel like I say a lot, but that's a problem with a lot of indie flicks. If you are a fan of Nicholson's work, but haven't seen this one yet for some reason, I highly recommend it. And if you've never heard of Ryan Nicholson, this is a great way to start. It's short, straight to the point, story is very simple, has a copious amount of gore, and will please any gorehound in the audience. Thank you, and see you guys next time.